Hey everyone, this is Adit back again with another video. So in the last video in this MERN stack tutorial, we have created this login functionality and register functionality as well. So in this tutorial, we are going to validate the routes. Like if the user is logged in, then we want to give the access to the certain routes, and otherwise we just don't want to give the access to that route. So suppose only the authenticated user should be able to create the post, and we are going to create and we are going to have a relation with the user and the post as well. So let's get started. So first thing that we're going to do is create a middleware, and this middleware is called is authenticate.js, and inside that we're going to write a function called is authenticate. Okay, and then we're going to have same request res and the next, and we are going to get the header. Okay, and to get the header we are going to use request dot headers dot authorization. And like wherever this middleware will get triggered, it will check for the token. If it gets the authorization token, then what we're going to do is create a token variable. And if there is a header, if the header is not undefined, then we are going to assign token with the header dot split, and we are going to split from the space and grab the first one. Like when the token is going to come in our app through the authorization header, it will be something like this, like bearer and token. Okay, so what we are going to do over here in the token, we are just splitting this from here and just grabbing the token. We are leaving the bearer over here. Okay, so we can just remove it. And once the token is there, okay, we are going to verify the token first. To verify the token, we need to import gwt require JSON wave token, right? And then you're gonna have gwt dot verify, and we're gonna pass the token over here, and this will give us a callback, and that be okay. We need to pass the secret string as well that we have defined. Like here you can see gwt secret that we need to pass, and we have already in the user controller as well. If you can see, we have the while generating this gwt token, we have this process env secret key. So we need this secret key. Okay, so let's just put it over here, and then it will give us a callback error and recorded, and then we're going to check if there is any error. We will give res.status 401. 401 is for unauthorized, and then we'll pass a message called error with the message invalid token, and else we are going to have user await, and we are going to have uh, here we are going to have a sync await, and we will make a API call like let's create a we are going to let's create a user service, and inside that we'll have static sync find by user id, and inside that we are going to have id, and this will like will this is going to query the database with this id. So for that, user dot find by id, we are going to pass the id. Okay, and once the id is there, then we are going to return this user. Okay, and we are going to use this in use authenticate user service dot find by user id. Inside that we will pass our decoded id, decoded dot data. In our case, if you go to like user routes, not user routes, here we have passed this id as a data, uh, data and existing user dot underscore id. So basically the id is going when we decode the token, we are going to get the data in the same way. So it will be decoded data, and then we are going to assign that user to this request current user field, and we'll just pass the user, and this will be accessible to any other routes that we're going to use. And then we're just going to have the next, and here, in case of error, in case of the token is not there, we're just going to like rest dot status 401 and json, and we are going to pass a like error message, no token provided. Okay, and we are going to save this. After doing all this, now let's go to our routes. So first of all, let's just have this is authenticated. We are going to add this to like create post, and once we will add the is authenticate over here in post controller route, then what will happen is like it will check for the like it will ask for the token, and if there is no token, then this will throw the 401. So let's yeah, let's try this first. Inside our Thunder client, we are going to register a user. So to register the user, let's have this user only, and we'll hit, sorry, I haven't started the server yet. Okay, so the our app is running an 8080 and 8080. Okay, now just send. So our user is created. Then we are going to log in with this same user to get the token, of course. So inside the login, I kind of already used it once. So I'm just hitting the enter, and we got the token. So we'll grab this token from here, and then inside the create post, here we have this create post, and there's a post buddy as well. So if we hit send it right now, we will get some error, no token provided. And now what we're going to do is inside the header, we will add authorization and this token. I send this. Still, it says no token provided. Maybe because of it needs bearer to be added, I think. Okay, now let's just send it. And it said something went wrong. Why? Okay, so buddy, we updated this buddy to content. Yeah, content. Now just hit enter. So our post is created now. Now we have created this post, but and we can add this. is authenticate to our get request as well. In that case, whenever we are going to call this API get all post, we're gonna need to provide a token as well. And similarly, we will do this for the post, sorry, put as well, and delete. But for the, I think we can use it for getting the single token as post as well. But for get all post, I just wanted to keep it like this. So when we implement in the front end, we'll just make it like post can be accessible to anyone, whether the user is authenticated or not. And for like creating the post and updating or deleting the post, that will be restricted to the only authorized header. So that's why I'm just keeping this way. And now, as we have added this user, now what we're going to do is inside the post, we are going to add another field called user ID. Okay, and this is just because just to like this is just to like link the user with the posts. Right now, user is complete independent. It is not related to the post, and neither the user post is related to the user. But in like now we need to add this so that we can identify which user has created the post. So let's do that. And we are going to have a user ID field, and we are going to have type of mongoose dot schema dot types dot object ID. And this is required from now on. Like every time when you create the post, you are going to get a user ID. So you just need to pass the user ID. That would be true. And just let's just save it. So now, if we try to create the user right now, it will definitely throw some error. Uh, so one more thing that we need to do is inside the post, we will check if the user is there. Okay, so to do that, where should I put it? Let's put it over here. Like user is required, so let's put it over here. Const user and request dot user. So in is authenticate, we have defined request.current user. So this will be accessible over here in the same manner like request.current user. And if you want, you can just log your user as well. So let's just do that. And now when we try to create a user, it is in our Thunder client, let's create a user and let's hit enter. So something went wrong, and you can see here we have all the user. This user is coming from, this log is coming from here. Where it is? Set a post controller. It is coming from here. User and user. This is all. So what we're going to do is if the user is there, we will put the validation over there. But here I'm just assigning this user ID as user dot ID. Okay, so let's check over here. If user is not there, then restart status 401, and going to have JSON with error, and error message would be unauthorized. Okay, and we can just remove this console log, have it over here. Okay, let's just save this, And let's try this. Now if we try to create a post, let's just hit enter. This is taking longer. Okay, we did something wrong, and timeout, find one. Let's restart the server. Yeah, so Mongo is connected. Now let's try that. Yeah, so our user is created, and as you can see, we have this user ID, and here the user ID is added. So if we try to add like we don't pass the authorization token and just try to, so it will give us no token provided. So yeah, this is how we are going to add like uh, validate authentication authenticate the route in our post API. And similarly, we can check for the other CRUD functionality as well, like gate post and gate post is completely available. Like we can just trigger this. Like okay, so this is how we're going to authenticate our user. And so in this video, we are just going to look into that. And if you like the video, consider subscribing. And thank you for watching.